Alright, I'm here today to give you a few tips and tidbits on drawing hands, some things that may help you, some refining kind of things. One thing I want to talk to you about first is about bent fingers, how we draw them, how we look. Well, we know that usually a finger is, straight. That's kind of how our left brain perceives them. They see them as long and cylindrical, but when we bend them, it totally changes the shape. Now, you're using modified contour drawing to draw these, but let's just talk about the reality of fingers that are bent. One thing you're going to notice is that there's three bones in this finger. So when you bend it, each bone takes a different direction. Okay? So if I had a finger bent like this, where I can see most of it, I'm going to have, this bone is going to go this way. As it approaches the knuckle, it's going to curve a little, and then it's going to kind of come this way. And all of a sudden, we're going toward a second bone. And then when we get to the next bone, it changes direction again until we get to the tip of the finger. As it curves over, it comes back like this. We pay attention to what it's doing. We don't just take a shortcut. There's a line that breaks the outside edge. We go into it. We come back out. There's a little short line here. And then there's an angle that comes up this way. And then we come back out. That's the wrinkle. And then we have this bit of it right here. And this comes up. Now, this is just a finger bent. Again, a bone going this way, bone going this way, bone going this way. Now, some things that I'll see sometimes when students draw fingers and they have them bent like so, and I really want you to do as many hands, positions as possible, that are appropriate. But there's a whole language based on sign language. So one thing, though, is that when people bend fingers, sometimes I'll see students, they'll do this. They come in, they draw a finger, and they do this. They curve the line up. Well, when you bend a finger, notice that your skin, it kind of bulges a little bit. It's getting squished in between the two joints. As these hinges close together, it squishes it. So when you're drawing a finger that is angled like such, it goes in. This will bulge down. This goes in, and this bulges out. Notice it does not curve upward at all. Draw what you see, not what you think you see. Okay? A couple other things that help too. Fingernails, for instance. When people draw fingernails, they want to symbolize them. Now, you only have to draw a fingernail on these modified and blind contour drawings if they break the outside edge. But I'll see students when they draw fingernails, they want to do this, or they want to do this, like as if the fingernail totally wraps around the entire finger. Well, that is not the case at all. If you'll look, there's skin on both sides of this finger, and usually the skin is wider near the bed of the nail, and it's thinner near the tip of the nail. So if you're facing your hand this way, and you were going to draw a fingernail, let's say we're drawing one that's floating in the middle. Again, you don't have to draw one unless it breaks the outside edge. I'd rather you just not even draw a fingernail at all unless it breaks the outside edge. But at the end, if you get done and man, you're just tired of looking at these fingers without fingernails, I don't mind if you take a couple minutes real quick and add them in at the very end of the drawing, just for look's sake, but you don't have to at all. But when you draw these fingernails, a lot of students sometimes will draw like, if they draw a finger, they want to draw like some kind of gumdrop shape on here. Well, your finger is more, the fingernail most of the time is going to be curved more toward the nail bed, toward the joint of the finger. And it's actually a little more pointy at the tip of the finger. Of course, you're facing your finger this way. So if your finger is going this way, and this is your finger, the nail is going to be curved in more. There's going to be more space here and less space here. And that's how it looks. You might even have one of those things on there too, depending. Okay? So if you're drawing a finger sideways, like this one, that nail, when you come in, it comes up, and it curves back out like so. That's kind of how the fingernail would look from the side. If it was turned 3/4 of the view, then what you might have is something like this. You come in, you draw the finger. Let's say the fingernail broke the outside edge. It would curve in a little. Pay attention. There's a lot of space here. Very little space here. So you've got a lot of space here, so it's curving down and around. It's curving over, but it's going to be really, really close to the edge like so. So it just depends on what angle you have your finger turned. remember that you're drawing this as you see it, okay? You're not symbolizing anything. Knuckles, if you've got your fist turned this way, the knuckles right here, some things that they'll do, they kind of curve up, over, and down like that. Like that is the knuckle I saw on my finger right here. And, it'll curve over, come down, create a joint, come back up, and over here. Now this brings me to another point. Notice that you could see this entire section of the finger. You can see this entire section of the finger. Well, this section of the finger, it's hidden behind this one a little bit, right? This one covers it up. This one's covering this up. So sometimes you only draw what you see, not, again, what you think you see. Last couple other points is foreshortening. Let's say that you've got a finger maybe coming toward you, like this one. Well, you're trying to draw what you see, not what you think you see. So you've got to have a finger coming up. You go to the top of the knuckle, and it's going to look like a nub at first, but you come back in, and you can actually see it coming out. It's really short because, again, this finger's pointing back towards you a little bit. And it looks incredibly short, but it's because, again, it's bent toward you, and you keep on going. Now, if you were drawing the fingernail here, you wouldn't have to because it doesn't break the outside edge. But if you did, pay attention to the distance from the sky to the nail and work it back in like so. If it was turned like this, the fingernail would be even skinnier, like you would have something like this. There's the finger. Here's the little wrinkle. Here's that. Here's the wrinkle. But as far as the nail goes, the nail would be pretty insanely skinny because, again, it's coming straight toward you. But you don't need to draw this, if it is floating inside the finger, only if it's breaking the outside edge. I think that's a lot of the tips that I could give you for today. If you think of something else that is giving you a tough time, email me, contact me, let me know, and we'll try to give you some more tips and hints. Best wishes.